So, hello everyone. Welcome to the first set of the blast or prep phase Atlas Reactor League. We're looking at the picking and banning is already almost done actually for YoloSynthesis versus MOONGANG. Looks like MOONGANG's pick so far has been Quark, Zuki, and Titus. YoloSynthesis full team will be Helio, Asana, Nyx, and Pup. So pretty standard stuff. Not surprised to see a Quark. Not surprised to see Helio. Alright, and final pick for MOONGANG is going to be Gray. That is actually kind of surprising. I'm surprised there's no Lockwood in this match. And they're going to be on Cloudspire. So MOONGANG picks Cloudspire, which I think makes sense since they have a Gray and Zuki, because they want the small map to take fuller advantage of Zuki's big ones and Gray's drone covering a bigger percentage of the map than if they were, say, on Flyway, where there's a lot more ground to cover.
You'll have to bear with me here. I'm trying to pull up all the data on the matches real quick.
Let me just...
Alright, looks like the game is up. We're just waiting for everybody to fill out the spots.
Alright, so we're going to be hopping in. They only made one spectator. So we need them to remake that.
They should be able to change the custom game settings at the top there.
Alright, back up with 2 spectator slots.
Vaporizing.
Oh.
Oh, looks like it's now full.
Yeah.
Actually, not sure who the second spectator is, but I'm not in there.
Yeah, it's Awesome Sauce. In here, oops. Wrong here. Womp womp. So there's 4 spectator slots. Alright. Can you get into the spectator slot?
Now it looks like the game's not sure if they start. Oh, there it is. But yeah, now there's only 2 spectator slots, and it is full up.
Okay. Didn't realize someone else was going to be trying to spectate this. Sorry, everyone. Alright, should be more spectator slots for you. Is there a spot for you now? He said he added 2 more.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the custom games. Not even showing the listing at this point.
Swap, go back to main menu, come back in, I guess.
Yeah, not sure what's going on at this point. The game's not even listed.
Oh boy.
Vaporize them.
I don't know why I just heard Nix's voice. So you go to custom and it's just nothing on the list?
Oh, there is a game listed, but it's not the one I'm looking for.
It's not PPL 2?
Yeah, no, it's someone named Obi-Wan's game.
Delete undefeated.
I'm gonna try just rebooting my client here. See if I can
Alright,
get
sorry
that
about
done.
this, people, but new beta spectator client, beta league. Yeah, talk about the team comps a bit more. I'm surprised that by bringing Helio, they only brought 1 trap to combo with it. Like they have the wombo combo potential with the Helio wall, Asana dashing, and a Nyx trap, but they didn't bring like a Lockwood to lay down another trap on top of it. They instead brought the pup. The idea might be to pull them through more of the traps. I'm not sure. Oh. They're on countdown. I don't know if you can join once it starts.
Yeah, if they're on the countdown, looks like I'm gonna be out for this one.
Well, that is unfortunate.
5,
I guess I'm casting by myself.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so it looks like we're loading in. And I need to get this bit. Puff for getting up close. I'm excited that there's a Titus here because, as many people know, I love Titus, but he's not exactly considered a high tier frontliner compared to, say, Rask or Garrison. The thing that they have to worry about by bringing in Helio, though, is if it's what we've seen before in competitive, which is attack and then break off. That's a big weakness of Helio's, in that once his team's low, he's not going to get them back up to more health. He just keeps them alive in the fight, so they're going to have to stay aggressive as long as possible. Alright, looking for the team's opening gambits. Awesome Sauce disconnected. Well, he's a spectator, so I guess they don't really need that. Alright. Alright, so pretty standard start, both teams just splitting off.
I swear I'm up to no good.
YoloSynthesis going more as a spread out, while MOONGANG has decided to all stick together more towards the center of the map. Big one coming out from Zuki. Good catch on that, finding that Nyx with the slow and putting a dent in his plans. Sadly, no... Ooh. Dash is coming out. Pup dashes farther into the big one, but Asana gets behind Zuki with a black hole on top of her. Nyx is discovered. This is not what Nyx wants to be. It's already almost half health and revealed on turn 3 inside a big one. Not the kind of place Nyx wants to be this early in the match. Question is now, will he blow that catalyst this early, or will he just accept the death and damage? Looks like he's choosing instead to shoot out a vortex round and accept all the damage coming his way. Must be getting a shield coming in from Helio. Well, Zuki forced to use her dash this turn to avoid the Asana black hole. Asana actually ignoring the Zuki, blowing a catalyst early to flash in on Quark and Titus with the black hole. That is not something I expected. Nyx continues to be revealed. There's the wall coming out for the Wombo. A really aggressive use of the flash catalyst coming out of Asana. Oh wow, looks like Nyx is going to drop. Turn 3, Nyx falls down.
Check this out.
The combo does get landed from YoloSynthesis, but they trade a life for it, so I'm not sure I'd call that worth. Looks like already some turtle text coming out. Kind of hard to tell what's going on in all that chaos right there, but this should be an interesting turn. YoloSynthesis already taking a early kill. Can they come back from it? Weakness helping Pup survive. Pup should have a pretty big bite here. Regain some of the damage he's taken. Big 2-person sticky bomb coming out from Zuki, who's safely out of the fight.
Going to be expensive to fix.
YoloSynthesis is throwing out a lot of damage, and you do manage to get a return kill through Quark's turtle tech too. So that's a wasted catalyst by him.
My work isn't done.
I actually agree with the Nyx's. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but I would prefer to take the death that early than blow a catalyst that you might need to save yourself from losing the game later. If people are pointing out, that is a good point. YoloSynthesis brought 2 Invis freelancers, and MOONGANG answered by having at least 2 reveals, if not more, because Titus Dagger, Grey Darts, and Quark can reveal. Actually, pretty much everyone they have has some form of reveal.
Easy shot.
Wait, where am I? Oh, this memory.
Alright, Quark coming back up, in range to heal Titus, who is popping his second win, grabbing that health pop. Looks like a Helio coming out from Jarko Max onto Rabbit on the Pup, just trying to keep him alive. Well, Sparky is now forced to use their flash catalyst.
Breaking you to 11.
I can make you taller if you want.
I can't believe this is allowed.
I cannot be broken.
Zuki survives the turn by blashing that flash catalyst.
See this
Pup's
coming.
The Helio on Pup is already almost completely burned through this. The turn it comes out. With sorry. YoloSynthesis does find another kill, putting them in the lead now despite that early death. Nyx a bit caught out by Titus here, but not enough to get him down from full health.
Pushing
In fact, I'd say it's Titus who's out of position here. With just Quark to help him, and he's already at half health, right at the start of this little engagement in the corner.
Over here.
Steady fire.
My skills are sharpened.
Asana in a good position with a black hole on 2 people over there. I don't know if Helio does have the wall. Looks like the wall is coming down. Gray responding, able to get the drone in there. Zuki dropping a big one on top of Nyx and Helio. It looks like Titus and Quark are accepting their fate with the Wombo combo. Either that or they don't realize it's coming out and don't think it's going to be as painful as it's about to be. Shield on Pup. Not really sure that's necessary. He dashed invisible.
What strengthens me strengthens you.
There's the reveal on Nyx.
Come at the next level.
Pancake Man doing a good job of just sticking to the enemy team for as long as possible. But now Nyx already down to 26 health
I'm gonna take you
and revealed. And it looks like not exactly moving into a favorable position. Luckily, Titus was scrambled there, so he's not going to be... And everything's on cooldown, not going to be able to hurt him. Looks like Asana coming in with the ult to save Pup again. I don't know if Nyx is accepting his fate here, if they're going to go for big damage. Zuki ult coming out. Looks like it'll hit 3 people with the initial target. I'm thinking this Asana ult is more damage than it is protection, because they shouldn't know Pup is there, and I feel like Nyx could use the help.
This out.
Good weaken coming out, negating a lot of the damage from that ult. There it is, big Zuki ult, still going to hit 2 people unless Nyx is flashing, which I didn't see him doing.
An angel of vengeance.
embrace the inner beast.
Nyx does not flash, instead Titus and Quark do.
No problem.
Making... looks like Nyx was going for a trade kill there, whiffs the ult.
Smelt it and dealt it.
I am the hunter. You the trap.
Big damage coming
I'd
out
run if I were you.
from Moongang on this turn. And good avoidance of an ult. Ooh, wow. Helio, now the one caught out. 61 health, no shields up. Pup, 48 health, does have his dash. And he should still have his catalyst if he really wants to get out of the fight. It looks like Helio is popping a fetter. Question is, what does Gray have? Gray does not have track invisible targets, but he is revealed right now. So they're going to know exactly where he moves. He must be accepting that because he is fading, sorry, to cover. Or not. Ooh, trying to heal Pup through. Surprised Pup didn't just go for the bite damage there. Titus a little bit caught out, but he's picking up some health orbs, making his way back into the fight.
There's a red mist headed.
Jarko still just out in the open, choosing to shield Pup, not himself. They must think they're not going to lethal him when Pup's such a low target. Oh. Pup looks holding the ult. It would only hit one target at 27 health. Who has their dash up? Good idea. Not really worth it. Looks like Pup choosing instead to fetter, I believe, over to Quark while Zuki gets out of dodge. Once again, not sure why they're shielding him when he has... Oh, he is tethered to Quark. Never mind.
I know just
Nyx back in the fight, already picking away at Gray.
Face me, heathen.
Double root
Forging some faces.
used on that Quark. He certainly is not going anywhere. Looks like the fire powers from Moongang are dealing way more damage than the fire powers from Synthesis right now.
I am going to kill you.
Big slow coming out on those two. This is finally going to be Pup's death. I don't really see how he'd survive this. Bite, going to put him at 5 health, still linked to the Quark. Won't be enough.
Precision.
My blade strikes.
Pretty good return damage coming out.
I smelt it and dealt it.
Not quite enough to kill the Zuki. Has Nyx fired his shot yet? And there goes the pup. No, Zuki's got nothing left in the tank. Jump's still on cooldown. Flash Catalyst use. I think she's accepted death here. Do as much return damage as possible. Asana sitting right in that ult, choosing to... Oh, she used her flash, so her only option is to turtle tech and try and just live through it and do as much damage as possible.
I'm a miniature reactor.
Big Cork ult coming out. Titus using that personal heal, keeping them all at pretty good health. Zuki not going to be able to trade her kill away. I don't see Pancake surviving this turn.
Slice to ribbons.
I like that Nyx chose not to shoot. He definitely had a shot, but they knew not to do too much overkill when she had no way to escape and instead threw the damage on someone else. Asana does survive the turn, has her Retribution shield up and a shield from Helio, and he's ulting himself, I believe. It's hard to tell with these arcs. But she's still maybe slipping by and could take out Cork this turn with that Retribution shield. Not sure which shield is going where from Helio. We'll see in a moment. So yeah, it looks like normal shield on Asana. Big shield on himself.
You, version 2.
Weak from Gray there. Might save Cork. I don't see Cork surviving here. No, definitely not. That's going to be Cork going down. Putting Moongang just behind YoloSynthesis, unless they can get the return kill here on Pancake, but I don't see that happening either. Cooldowns came up just in time to save Pancake there.
Nice one. Thanks.
This suddenly does not look very good for Moongang, with Titus sitting real low next to two people with ult. With his healer just being taken out. Dash is up. I'm expecting to see him use it this turn. Oh, yeah, there you go. Gonna be a couple whiffed ult from YoloSynthesis side on this turn. Titus dashing out. Gonna be putting in a long cooldown, but that's still better than dying. Nyx catalysting his drone, expecting him to dash the other way, I guess. Using a might on the drone. That's an interesting one. Will they have enough to finish Gray off here instead to secure the win? Looks like, despite the early death, YoloSynthesis does take the match over Moongang. With a really good use of Helio and Asana staying constantly on the offensive and putting pressure on the enemy team. Wow. That seems like a bug. Alright. So game one of that, of YoloSynthesis versus Moongang, goes to YoloSynthesis. YoloSynthesis. I know I'm saying that wrong. So now going into game two, here we go. Whoops. Which one of these do I want? Nope. This is the one that I want. There we go. You still there, Septimus?
I am still here.
Alright, looks like we're going to picking for game two. Moongang picking that Helio, no surprise, did well for them last time. YoloSynthesis taking the Asana away and taking the Zuki this time. So that was actually a really close game. Moongang had a real early death, but managed to pull ahead.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on it. It looked like really the Asana and Helio combo just really putting heavy pressure was really kind of what made it.
They used that combo very well, and it looks like Yolo does not want them to use that combo again. Looks like Moongang picking Garrison for their front line this time around. Not quite the survivability that Asana has, but a lot of damage Garrison can toss around. Nyx coming out for Yolo's pick. All Yolo doesn't have is their support. And they have everyone open to them except Helio at this point. And Moongang are going to pick their last couple right now. Or one more, I believe. Must be some discussion going on. They need to be picking up fire powers. They need to pick up, I'd say, a Lockwood. They need a trap to really. Yep, there it is. Lockwood and Finn, a double support run. That leaves Cork and Aurora left for Yolo. Actually, because they have a Nyx, I'm kind of expecting an Aurora. You don't really want Cork attached to Nyx, giving him away. And yep, there it is. There's the Aurora pick. So Moongang running Helio, Garrison, Lockwood, and Finn. YoloSynthesis running Asana, Zuki, Nyx, Aurora. And once again on Cloudspire. Alright, let's look for the match to pop up in the customs. I believe this is it. There's 5 spectator slots this time.
Alright, here we go. Looks like I'm in this time.
It won't just be me talking to myself. Beautiful. Alright. So just going off team comps, who do you feel is the stronger draft?
Well, honestly, YoloSynthesis, with the way they were playing the Asana, I thought that was excellent, especially now that they're running Aurora, who's got a really nice single target heal, along with Asana's shields. Could be a pretty nasty combination. Though Moongang, running 2 supports does provide for a little better survivability, I think.
Yeah, I think that's to support the Garrison is going to want to jump in a lot, and once he jumps in, he's stuck there. So they're bringing lots of shielding, like a lot of shielding coming out on Moongang's team.
And not to mention the fact that Garrison with his ultimate can pretty much just allow himself free health anywhere on the map you like,
or a globally secured kill. That map.
Setting up.
All right. I wanted the Titus to win last time just because I love Titus, but the Asana, it felt, was a much more effective frontliner that game. So
I don't know, I've always felt that Titus has a lot to be played with the positioning of it, so it can be a little difficult, despite the fact that it's marked as one of the easier characters to play.
His kit makes sense and is easy to understand, but I think to really actually be effective, it takes a bit more. Alright, looks like we're locking in.
It looks like we're just waiting on YoloSynthesis to finish readying up.
Yeah, it's true. Helio was a first pick both matches. That doesn't really surprise me. He's a coordinated team. The Helio Wombo combo is real popular.
Yeah, not to mention the fact he's, and I speak of this saying as him being one of my favorites. He's just one of the most versatile characters I think out there. You can play him as full support, or you can even get a little aggressive with him.
Or tanky. Helio can... I think the Might mod we're seeing is real popular. I've seen it just playing by myself and in that last match.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually a little bit in the middle of writing a guide for the Might mod. Throw up on the site here a little bit later, but it is, the more and more I play, the more I see Helios running almost the Might mod, and that's pretty much it. I haven't seen a whole lot of straight support Helios out there anymore.
No, I feel the same way about Finn. Finn's the only support I can play because he feels like a firepower support hybrid more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm just now starting to get into him. I played several matches with him just recently and really enjoyed it now that I've got a feel for him, but he's a little tricky to get a hold of at first.
I think his biggest weakness is his heal isn't up every turn.
Yeah, and the fact that there's really no way to aim it through walls. There's not a mod to make it penetrate walls either, so it's really positioning is super important with them.
Yeah.
5,
They're really going for the wombo combo on this too,
2,
with the Finn ult
1.
into all the traps and whatnot. This is definitely... Moongang is definitely playing in a very offensive comp. YOLO seems a bit more on the stay back. Aside from Asana, it seems people that want to stay more away from the fight.
Well, it kind of seemed to me like their whole tactic was to have Asana keeping the other team busy while they're ranged, kind of stayed back and just laid on the DPS.
Yeah, it worked last time. So here we go. Match 2 of Moongang versus YoloSynthesis. Goddamn. YoloSynthesis. YoloSynthesis is going to be the boys in blue on this one with Moongang as the red team. And here we go. Lots of different opening gambits that you see. Let me arrange this. There we go. So last time, YOLO kept much more grouped up than Moongang did on round 1. Looks like both teams are staying pretty together, with YOLO taking a hard right. Asana should be the only one visible. They might... Oh, actually, I can check that. Yeah, Asana's the only one the blue team can see right now. So, expecting a lot of damage to come her way.
Yeah, it looks like blue team's going to be shifting up onto the to the right side there, whereas red's going to be pushing in a little bit more towards the middle to try and meet them up and get their range and to, get some good shots in.
Ooh, Helio, that slow's going to prevent Garrison from picking up the Might there.
Yeah, it was definitely a good call by the Suki there to get that right, just about where they're all moving at.
Interesting dash from Pancake Man. Wasn't really going to get him out of the way of any damage, and he dashed through a trap. Wow. Pancake taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think we could expect him to throw up a shield this.
So I want to see blue real quick. Blue can now only see Asana and Aurora. Zuki and Nyx completely out of sight. Well, Nyx is right in front of Garrison. Garrison's slow shot there might collide with him this turn.
Does look like Garrison is throwing the barrage up and moving right into the grouping we have there, so should put some good damage out just with that little offside.
Garrison trying to find the squishies in the backline, disrupt them as much as possible, so they can't just pick away at everybody. Good cluster coming out. Nyx revealing himself right. I'm pretty sure he's getting hit by this. Yep. So, well slowed. It doesn't really put him in a terrible position. He's still going to be in cover at least.
And a nice slice by Asana.
What mod is she running? Was that the heal mod? No. Oh, I can't see the mod on her basic until she uses it again.
So it looks like Nyx was able to get that Might mod before Garrison was able to get to it. But you know, Garrison is going to be able to hit Zuki and Aurora on that turn.
And Zuki
And
and
then-
Aurora is in the black hole. She's about to get. She's gonna get walled. Looks like choosing to pop Turtle Tech instead of burning a flash this early.
And Nyx is going to have a real nice little AoE hitting both of them there in the back.
Let's throw a wrench into their plans.
Hey, nobody touches my cigar.
That's not gonna buff out.
One of those rockets. Garrison's run out good damage on the backline. Aurora's about to be in kind of a sticky spot here. But Finn and Lockwood dangerously low. Even through... Finn was shielded that turn. He had his 40-point shield on him and still came out with 27 health. So Aurora scrambled, kind of separated from her team. Zuki all on her own now with a Garrison staring her down.
It looks like Nick's going to be throwing up that brain juice so he can get his invisibility and, you know, get that AoE back open a little quicker, since they are seeming to stay grouped up a little bit more than I think they should be.
Oh, the trap does catch Magma Bob. So that's going to be a first blood for YoloSynthesis. Of course, first blood last time didn't end up giving them the win. Wow, that was a great predict. Just to make sure he died from the Aurora over there. Now, designated agent on the Finn. Let's see. Red team.
Yeah, Finn might pull through this, since Asana seems to be going for health this time.
Red team can't see him, and it doesn't look like any of them are actually aiming for him. So, it looks like it'll be a waste of this turtle tech in the long run. Wow. Nick's just pouring out damage this game. He's already sitting at 152 damage. Asana, actually, 195 damage, highest in the match. She's just been in their face the entire time, just now stepping out to do some healing and able to
Throwing the ultimate out.
Yeah.
And
wow.
that's going to be a good cluster damage right there.
Yeah, this is YOLO's comp is not one you want to be clustered up against. Yeah, these three are all right over here, within a few spaces of each other.
Does look like Helio will be dashing out though.
Set the spirit ablaze.
I do not think they're hurting her this turn.
Behold, an angel of vengeance.
I knew I kept this around for a reason.
Alright.
Don't steal your tosser.
Ba-boom!
Can they finish off? Oh, designated agent does not live through. Ooh, so close.
Nyx is just playing excellent this round.
Nyx only taking 34 damage so far. We're on turn 8. He's dealt 203, taken 34. That's what Nyx wants to be doing. It looks like they're just... YOLO's just closing in around MOONGANG, keeping them all boxed up so they can just keep dumping AoEs on their heads.
Some poor sod's about to get exploded.
Into the cover of darkness.
I couldn't quite tell since there's so much stuff going on the ground with Spectator, but it does look like Asana's going to have a dash here that's going to hit both Lockwood and Garrison.
Zukiel coming out, finding all 3 living members of MOONGANG.
I'll give you one shot.
Looks like no dash coming out. None of them dashed away either. They're going to take big damage from this Zukiel.
I'd run if I were you.
I'm sure they would have liked to run.
Rabbit throwing out the taunt just to rub a little salt in the wound.
Sparky survives, but has 8 HP.
Spawn of a new day.
Is he choosing to stay there? His jump is up. Looks like he's choosing to Turtle Tech And just stay there? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think he's trying to take advantage of that black hole, but I think he could take a lot more if he jumped over towards Aurora.
Yeah. Aurora ult coming out. They just cannot.
Save this for a special occasion.
Even with the double supports, they just cannot keep themselves alive. Just shoot him one there. First game 5-0 it looks like. Coming in from Sog.
Plasma infused.
Sparky's still alive. Yeah, no, he's not surviving this
None
round.
can rise
Oh.
against me.
Is this going to be a double kill? Not quite. Sparky does survive the round. They chose to not aim for him with all their damage. So he does get a little bit of the pull off.
Hope they put my brain back the same way.
Of course, at this point, I think it probably hurt him a little more than it helped him out this time.
I didn't really set the enemy team up for any damage this turn, and
Going for the jump this time around.
I'd hope so. Jumping to safety, he almost jumped on top of him, which is probably what I would have done.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be jumping just behind him to miss anything they're firing out.
Watch out for
Yeah,
me.
it looks like this double support comp just isn't giving the damage output they need. Remny is correct. Whiffed. Rabbit trying to call where he jumped to find some cover. Aurora is finally starting to look low. And there are a lot of ults up on the side of Moongang now.
Never gonna get
In fact,
used to
everyone on
Looks
Moongang
like-
has their ults up.
Looks like Finn does have a nice setup for his ultimate here this time, but it does look like there are going to be a couple ports coming out of that. Actually,
Yeah.
all three of them jumping away.
All three of them.
Garrison using his ult as well, which is going to be missing at the same time.
That is a shame.
Killing machine activated.
They really need, like, if they had kept them there, then yeah, it would have been a great turnaround.
Don't get tripped.
I'm well aware dashing behind them would have signed his death, but like, it would have been cool. So Helio ult damage still coming out.
Got a delivery for you, buggers.
All these ult taunts. Nobody getting that delivery.
Watch out for the undertow. It's a doozy.
And apparently the undertow is affecting nobody.
Oh, caught a couple
Actually,
people.
did catch him through cover, but still
Yeah.
caught him.
Oh, uh-oh. With a Helio from Moongang DC'd. The rules we have state that if they DC past the first turn, then there's not really much they can do about it.
And I think at this point in the game, it's pretty clear as to what's going to happen.
Yeah. The only thing Helio can do this turn is hammer anyway. That's all it's off cooldown. Sparky popping that second wind. Gonna be getting the health from that and the health pickup, so he might actually survive the Zuki shot, but
Of light.
Fate intervenes.
Pancake
suddenly
getting a heal.
Pancake at 103 health. Oh! Big return damage coming out.
Garrison living with 1 health.
Catalyst engaged.
Oh! Okay, okay. Moongang
A
finding
little bit of a comeback coming on here.
Moongang finding 2 kills that turn. Sparky's still alive and sitting on his second wind. It looks like Doc Loco.
Pancake. Yeah, Pancake's in a pretty bad spot right now. Can't do much but do swipe.
Alright, what mod do they have? Each enemy hit restores 5 health. So they're going to be getting 15 health. That's not enough to keep them alive. Sparky just trying to pick up all the health orbs from his ult, get something out of it.
Kept this just in case.
Yeah, 28. They can get through 28. Oh! Lockwood not going for the damage on her. Which is... if they finish them off. Alright, they did finish them off. That was smart of Magma Bob not to do too much overkill. Instead, Nyx finally caught in a bad spot. He's been
Looks like he'll be jumping out of it.
Yeah. Now, he has Fade, but he's popping Cloak. That doesn't seem to make any sense.
Time to cool off. I'd like to see you.
So I'll come in saying Helio's been first pick 3 out of 4 times today.
Now you see me.
Yes, Nyx was doing the invis just for that 10 health on top of his Fade.
Fire from the heavens.
This is why you don't bring anything but Shift. Slow coming out on Lockwood.
Using Catalyst.
It looks like the big one's going to be catching a couple people here.
This
Lockwood
is
does
what I
have
was
dash.
made for.
Designated Asian does not have leap, but he's managed to get himself back up to pretty much full health, despite being at like 6 just a couple turns ago.
And there is Lockwood going for that dash. Looks like we got Helio going to be throwing down a barrier here.
And I think it's going in front of Lockwood. It can't kill him, but it'll set him up for... Oh wait, that's the same team. Hi, I'm bad.
I will lead us to triumph.
Oh. Pancake Man from spawns, and then because of the anywhere on the map mod, able to come in. Big shielding, big damage on Helio.
Feeding frenzy.
I do not think they saw that coming. I didn't even see it coming. Oh, never mind. Sparky is at low health. My bad. Finn's health was on top of his. Sparky actually at 62 health. 40 health. Everyone lives for another turn. Sparky and Doko Loco standing right next to each other, both at sub 50 health. So I think I know who they're about to start throwing damage on.
Not really, either one of those are good choices.
Sparky does have his jump. I'm not even sure if there's
What
a
you
point
pull to
in
use
using
it.
it.
Looks like he's going to.
Oh, now you've done it.
I don't think that 4 health is going to keep Helio alive.
Such folly. Pain and gain.
As long as Zuki
This'll
shot him.
turn the tides.
Oh, the Nyx Pierce shot, followed by the Zuki to confirm it. Giving YoloSynthesis game 2. Moongang had a couple really good turns there. Almost was able to pull it back, but just couldn't recover the health.
And